Imagine having the power not just to influence an adversary, but to reshape the reality they believe they live in. Not just changing their opinions, but changing the mental framework that produces those opinions. This is the emerging battle space of cognitive warfare. And for Special Operations Forces, it may become one of the most decisive domains of future conflict. Cognitive warfare views the human mind as a battlefield, sometimes even called the sixth domain of warfare. Definitions vary, but they share a common theme. Cognitive warfare is about influencing, shaping, disrupting, or protecting human cognition. By cognition, we mean a person's attention, memory, emotion, judgment, and decision-making. Two definitions help frame this. Claverie and Ducluzel call it an unconventional form of warfare that alters cognitive processes, exploits mental biases, and hinders actions at individual and collective levels. NATO's Strategic Warfare Development Command defines it as activities synchronized across all instruments of power to affect attitudes and behaviors by influencing cognition at scale. In short, it's not simply about information. It's about how humans perceive, interpret, and act on information. How does it differ from PSYOP and information warfare? Cognitive warfare is often confused with PSYOP, influence operations, or cyber operations. In reality, it sits above and across these activities. If PSYOP is about shaping behavior with messages, and cyber is about degrading digital systems, cognitive warfare merges these domains to target the mental models inside the human brain. Think of it this way. Information warfare pushes content. Cognitive warfare rewires how that content is understood. It uses disinformation, emotional triggers, AI-generated personas, digital ecosystems, and even insights from neuroscience and behavioral science to shift how individuals and societies make sense of reality. This is the difference between sending a message and altering the lens through which the message is interpreted. There are some emerging trends. Cognitive warfare is evolving rapidly in three major directions. 1. Narrative engineering and cognitive contagions. These are meme-like ideological constructs that embed thinking patterns, not just information. They spread virally, lodge emotionally, and can create long-term, even irreversible shifts in worldview. 2. Hyper-personalized influence using AI, machine learning, and psychographic profiling. Adversaries can tailor influence to each individual. With this, each person becomes their own battle space. In the future, this may even include dream state priming, subconscious manipulation, and AI systems that simulate emotional understanding, or what some call algorithmic empathy. 3. Reality shaping. Technology and tools like deepfakes, augmented reality, virtual reality, and synthetic media are beginning to blur the line between factual and fabricated experience. The next step is not manipulating information, but manipulating perception itself. Defending against cognitive warfare requires more than fact-checking. Emerging ideas include cognitive immunotherapy, which is controlled exposure to manipulation techniques to build psychological resistance. Immersive simulations, war game style environments that train users to recognize influence operations in real time. Next, AI cognitive firewalls, which are systems that detect emotional manipulation or polarizing content and prompt reflective thinking. Next is algorithmic transparency and data governance, which ensures individuals understand how their digital environment shapes perception. The goal is mental sovereignty, the ability to maintain stable perception amid engineered chaos. Why does cognitive warfare matter for the SOF enterprise? First, SOF often operates in contested information environments where truth is not neutral. It is actively fought over. Cognitive warfare can weaken local partners, fracture alliances, and shape global narratives that undermine U.S. legitimacy. Second, adversaries view cognitive warfare as an asymmetric tool. China, Russia, Iran, and violent extremist organizations are investing heavily in cognitive operations because they are cheap, scalable, and effective against open societies. Third, SOF missions, whether unconventional warfare, foreign internal defense, counterinsurgency, counterterrorism, or civil affairs, are deeply dependent on perception. The population's understanding of legitimacy, identity, and trust directly influences operational outcomes. If adversaries can rewrite that reality, SOF advantages erode quickly. Fourth, SOF brings unique strengths to the cognitive domain: cultural fluency, human domain expertise, agility, and decentralized decision-making. Future success will increasingly require integrating cognitive considerations into planning, sensing, campaigning, and partner capacity building. Finally, the future of warfare may be less about controlling terrain and more about controlling the interpretation of what happens on that terrain. If adversaries dominate the cognitive space, they can win strategic outcomes without firing a shot. Cognitive warfare challenges the very way humans construct reality. It merges technology, psychology, and influence into a strategic battle space where perception is power. For SOF, understanding this domain is not optional. It is central to succeeding against near-peer competitors and irregular threats alike. The human mind is now a contested battle space. The forces that master it will shape the conflicts of the future. The information in this snapshot was derived from a recent JSOW Press publication entitled Cognitive Warfare to Dominate and Redefine Adversary Realities: Implications for U.S. Special Operations Forces by Jeremiah Lumpy Lambaka, PhD. To see the original document, please go to jsow.edu/press. Please like and subscribe to this channel to see more JSOW snapshots in the future.